Hello there, Ray here. And with the brand new 1.14 snapshot, we have got new trades to go with the new villager mechanics. Today I will be going over all the different new trades that the villagers offer, as well as look into what different trades will be good to use in survival to acquire tons of emeralds, and which villager trades can be used to get some great items from them. With this new update, they have added these workstations, and there is a different workstation for every different profession in the villagers. There's 13 different professions, and there's also one villager that's all by himself, and this is the unemployed villager, who doesn't have a workstation yet to choose his profession. When you trade with the villager, it will show his profession here, as well as his skill levels. This guy is a novice, and each one will start out as a novice, and then will slowly increment through 5 different levels until they become a master. This can be done by increasing their experience bar up here, and this is done by doing trades with them. So if I trade him some potatoes, you see I'll gain some XPs from him, also get some emeralds from him, and also increase his level here. And once bar completely fills in, then he will move on to the next level. This farmer here has all his trades filled in. There is 5 different levels that they will go through until they become a master. So first they'll start with a novice, then they'll go into being apprentice, then they'll go into being a journeyman, then they'll be going into an expert, then at the very end they become a master. And every time they increase to a new level, you'll get new trades here. Which each level, they can have multiple slots open up for trading. So they're not just going to open up one slot each time, they can open up multiple slots. The quantity of items that they will trade for can vary, as you see. This can depend on factors such as if the villager gets damaged, he can increase his prices if you hurt him. The number of times that you can trade with him before he locks up is also predetermined, so it's not sort of random like the old trades used to be. And all this information can be seen about the villager if you're in creative and you type out this command with the individual villager's UUID. And they will restock their trades if they're locked twice a day, and you can also see the time that's left. Right here is the last restored. This is the amount of game ticks until they will restore their trades again, so you can trade again. And when you do trade with them, the amount of XPs that you get per trade is also predetermined. So the way that I set up this area here is I got every profession aligned this direction, and then I got the different levels going this way. So this here is the first level. You see that he is a mason and he is a novice. And you also can tell what level they are depending on the color of their satchel, which they're carrying at their waist level here. And the way that I did the commands is the trades that are shown inside of here are only going to be the trades that are associated with that level. So this is only going to show apprentice trades. And then the next level here is the journeyman, and he has a gold indicator right here. And this is going to show his trades. And then the next is going to be the expert, and he has a emerald piece there. And that is only going to show the expert trades. And then the last level, which is the 5th level, is the master. And he's illustrated by having a diamond indicator there. Now, besides professions, the villagers also have a biome type. I've removed all the biome types. These guys are all the default. So you can easily see what they look like with their outfits compared to what profession they are. So the unemployed guy, he obviously has no outfit. He just has the brown coat. And you're unable to trade with him. I got all these villagers in position with the different types of levels as well as professions by writing a small script and then putting it into a function and then loading the function, which just does a whole bunch of different commands. And because of this, I can easily make tons of these different guys, and each guy is going to have a different chance of having something in his slots. So I can easily compare to see what are all the different types of items that these guys offer. So starting from the beginning, we have the farmer here, and his workstation is the composter. And farmer is probably the most notorious villager for people that play in survival. Now his first trade here is some type of vegetable, and it's going to be random when you have a villager. So in this case it is some potatoes, but he could also have wheat here, carrots, or beets here. Then the next trade for the novice is bread, and this is universal to all farmers. Now the crop trades are probably going to be very popular, as many people are used to going ahead and taking their crops and using them on farmers to get emeralds. And some of these crop trades can get lower in quantity. I know we've seen a beetroot guy that sold for only 15. So 15 beets isn't too hard to get, and you get 1 emerald out of it. The bread trade is probably not a very good trade. Next up is the level 2, and this is apprentice. So he'll sell you some pumpkin pie, and he'll also sell you some apples. Now there is also an option for him to buy some pumpkins, which isn't a bad trade because he'll buy 6 pumpkins for an emerald. So that's definitely a trade you might go for. The next level is the journeyman, and he will sell you some cookies, which are pretty expensive and they're not very useful. But he also has the option to buy some melon blocks for emerald. Melon blocks are a little bit annoying to craft up. That's a pretty good deal for 4 melon blocks to get an emerald. Next up is level 4, which is the expert. He sells some pretty interesting stuff, so he'll sell you some suspicious stew. You're not sure what type it is, as they don't tell the name, so you just have to drink it and see which one you'll get, as each suspicious stew can give you a different effect. And his next trade is also another suspicious stew, probably a different type. It's for a pretty good price, just 1 emerald. If you happen to find a guy that sells the right type that you want, you can constantly get more of them for just 1 emerald. We've also seen these guys selling cakes. So if you need cakes for something, a lot of times you need them to align items, then you can get them from farmers. It's a lot easier than going ahead and trying to craft them up, as they contain a lot of items that are unstackable. Now before each time you do a trade, you could get 4 trades in one of these guys before they're locked up. So you see I did 4 trades and locked them up. Now with these higher levels, it's going to take less trades before they lock up. Level 5 is the master here, and he has some pretty cool trades. He'll sell you golden carrots, which you can use to eat, or you can use for recipes, at pretty much 1 per emerald, which is kind of expensive, as you could produce these pretty easily with a gold farm and a carrot farm. His next trade here is glistening melons, which is another thing that could easily be crafted up with a melon farm as well as a gold farm. But in case you want to kind of avoid that crafting, you can always come in here and purchase some from these guys. Getting a villager to be a master takes a lot of time, as you cannot do a ton of trading, even if you have the materials to trade with them, because of the reset timer. It even tells you here when you highlight over top of the X that villagers restock up to 2 times per day. So once you do get a villager to the master level, you want to make sure you probably keep them around. Next profession is the fisherman here, and his workstation is the barrel. So his novice trades at level 1 are string as well as coal. The novice fisherman also offers some other trades, like an emerald plus some raw cod, and he'll give you some cooked cod. Also, he will sell you a bucket of cod for 3 emeralds. The string or coal trade is probably a pretty decent trade. If you have a lot of extra coal, or you have like a wither skeleton farm, which you can convert it over, and the string you can obviously get from like a spider farm. The second level of the fisherman is the apprentice. An apprentice will purchase your raw cod for emeralds, which is a really good deal because a lot of people get raw cod from AFK fishing. Now you can convert it over into emeralds. He'll also sell you campfires, which is really unique, as campfires is one of the new blocks that's added in 1.14. And for 2 emeralds, you can get a campfire. And at the apprentice level, they will also go ahead and cook up your raw salmon for an emerald and then give you cooked salmon, which isn't a very good deal. The third level of the farmer is the journeyman, and he will go ahead and purchase your raw salmon right off the bat. That's another way to get rid of your different fish that you get from AFK fishing. His next slot, he'll offer to sell you some enchanted fishing rods. Now, when they apply the different types of enchantments that can go onto these fishing rods or any other items sold by villagers, they're going to put them into just like a normal enchanting table that the player uses, and they're going to choose enchantments between level 5 and 19. So you're not going to get some crazy enchantments like you would get from an enchanting table, but you're going to get some pretty decent ones. The expert level of the fisherman, he will buy tropical fish for emeralds. Another great way to get rid of your tropical fish, as they are even more useless than like the cod or the salmon. And there isn't any other trades that this guy has at this level, or any other type of trades that he has. He can go ahead and buy your pufferfish for a pretty decent price, as it only takes 4 pufferfish to get an emerald. He'll also purchase some variation of a boat for an emerald. This isn't a bad trade. Maybe you have a bunch of boats that you want to get rid of, or maybe you just have some wood that you can easily craft up into boats and then convert it into some nice emeralds. Now, as you see, he is picky about the boat type, so it has to be the exact same type of boat, otherwise he won't give you any emeralds, which could make it kind of annoying, because maybe you have some other type of tree farm, like a birch tree farm. Maybe the guy's only buying acacia boats. It might be a bug, but it seems that every single villager at this level is only purchasing the oak variation of them. Next up is the shepherd, and his workstation here is the loom. And at the novice level, you can see that he will purchase a bunch of wool for some emeralds. And both his first trades will be some type of wool. It'll be either white, gray, brown, or black. This isn't a bad trade if you have a bunch of wool that you got from like a wool farm, or maybe you got some string that you converted into wool. But that's usually not as efficient if you just go to the string seller. As an apprentice, he's going to go ahead and sell you some wool. Now this wool is going to be colored. So this could be any of the colors that are inside of Minecraft for colored wool. Pretty steep price if you're going to pay emerald for some colored wool. Now he also has a chance of going ahead and selling you some shears for 2 emeralds. Now besides selling you wool, he'll also purchase dyes. Now you kind of see there's a pattern how he is purchasing wool as well as purchasing dyes, then he's turning around and selling you dyed wool. So he purchased a whole bunch of different types of dye colors in this slot here, which might have been a pretty decent trade before if it was just bone meal, but you have to actually convert your bone meal into white dye, which is a whole step of crafting. So I wouldn't advise trying to convert dyes into emeralds using this trade. Now he'll also sell you some colored carpets, and he can sell you all the different colors, which is still a pretty steep price. At the journeyman level, you'll see that he will sell you colored beds. So if you happen to need a bed and you don't really have the materials to make one, you can always purchase one from him. Now at this level, he'll also buy other types of dye. At the expert level here, you see that he is selling colored banners. Besides colored banners, he'll also purchase different colors dyes at this level too. And at the master level, he only sells one thing, and that is paintings for 2 emeralds. You do get 3 paintings, so I mean that's not a bad price if you don't have the materials to make them yourself. The next profession is the Fletcher, and he uses the fletching table. Fletchers right off the bat will purchase sticks as well as will convert your gravel over into flint for a price. This trade has always been in the game, it's not a very good one. This is a new trade which is really good, as you can easily get tons of sticks either from like your witch farm or just having a wood farm and then converting those down to sticks and then getting some emeralds for them. Now he'll also sell you arrows, which isn't a bad price if you need a bunch of arrows and you're kind of in the beginning of the game. At the apprentice level, you see he go ahead and just purchase a whole bunch of flint for emerald. Flint's kind of annoying to get. You might get a bunch of it while taking down a bunch of gravel, which you can turn around and get some emeralds out of, but I wouldn't use this as a long-term way to get emeralds. I'll also turn around and sell you just a normal bow that's not enchanted. For only 2 emeralds, so a lot of times early game you're looking for a bow, or maybe you're playing some kind of survival games, you need to purchase a bow. Maybe you can get to apprentice level and get one. At the journeyman level, you see that he will purchase string, similar to the other guys we've seen. It only takes 14 string to get an emerald, which is a really good price. I'll also sell you a crossbow, which isn't too difficult to craft up yourself, but of course if you need one, he will offer that for 3 emeralds. At the expert level, you see that he will purchase feathers. You kind of see the same trend here as he's like purchasing flint, sticks, and feathers to make arrows, as he is a Fletcher. This is a really good trade as you get tons of feathers from a chicken farm, and what the heck do you do with all those feathers? Well, you can turn them into emeralds. And he will also sell you a bow at this level. And just as before, it's going to use that same range of levels when determining what type of enchantments are going to be on it. Let's go ahead and buy a bow. You see that it only took us purchasing 1 bow to lock it up. So some of these trades that are kind of higher up, as well as more exclusive, it's going to take less trades before it locks up. Otherwise, all the other trades are normally just 4 trades and then it'll lock up. At the master level of a Fletcher, you can see he will sell you an enchanted crossbow. That's pretty sweet. And his last trade will be some sort of tipped arrows, which is a really cool trade, as it's pretty annoying to get tipped arrows, as you have to go ahead and get those lingering potions, which take a lot of ingredients to make them a lingering potion, as well as dragon's breath, which is very difficult to farm up. And then you have to craft them with some arrows to get lingering effect on them, which will give you these tipped arrows. And this isn't a bad price either. Plus you can get a decent amount of arrows, but even with infinity bow, these arrows will get used up. The different effects I can have are any different types of effects that you can get in survival. So you can get some pretty cool ones, like this is Turtle Master, where you can get slowness 6 and resistance 4. But it only lasts for 2 seconds. You can also purchase tripwire hooks for some emeralds. This is a very good trade, as tripwire hooks take 3 different items to craft up. The next profession is the Cleric, and he uses the brewing stand as his workstation. He will purchase rotten flesh for emeralds, which is a good trade. He can also sell you redstone dust. At level 2, you see that he'll purchase gold ingots for emerald, as well as sell you some lapis. Now you always could get the redstone dust from like a witch farm, but lapis is pretty difficult to get, and it's not normally a renewable resource. So using this villager trade, you could have lapis as a renewable resource, but you only can get 1 lapis, which is not a very good deal. With the old villager trades, you could get multiple lapis. At the 3rd level, you see he will purchase rabbit's foot for emerald. Not a very good deal. Rabbit's foots are pretty rare to come upon, and he'll also sell you glowstone. So if you really need glowstone, I guess you could purchase it from him. At the 4th level, at the expert level, he will purchase 4 scutes for emerald. Another deal that's not very good, as scutes are very hard to come upon, and a lot of times you want to use them for yourself rather than sell them for emeralds. He'll also sell you a ender pearl for 5 emeralds. So if you need some ender pearls to go to the end dimension and make those eyes of ender, you can always just purchase some from this guy. They also have an option to have glass bottles for 1 emerald. You only need 9 glass bottles for 1 emerald. Like I said, this is probably one of the best trades out of all the villagers that we've seen so far, as you get tons of glass bottles from a witch perimeter, and you really don't have that many uses for them to use them all up. So this is a great way to convert them over into emeralds. At the master level for the Cleric, you see that he'll purchase your nether wart for emerald. Nether wart's kind of annoying to farm up, so I probably wouldn't use that deal. And he'll sell you some enchanting bottles for some emeralds, which isn't a very good deal unless you need those. And oftentimes, instead of carrying enchanting bottles, I normally carry like a fortune pick, as well as some quartz or some other type of ore where I can get XPs off of. Next profession here is a weaponsmith, and he uses a grindstone as his workstation. And he'll purchase coal as well as sell you a iron axe. The coal deal isn't too bad if you have a wither skeleton farm. At level 2, you see that he will purchase iron. So if you have like an iron farm, you can convert those iron ingots into emeralds. And he's only asking for 4 iron ingots for 1 emerald. And at this level, he'll also sell you a bell. And there's currently no recipe for the bell, so this is the only way you can get it, rather than taking the bells that come naturally generated from a village. He does sell it for a pretty steep price, which is 36 emeralds. But you do need a bell to make a meeting place for a village. So if you want to make an artificial village, you will need to obtain a bell. At the journeyman level, you see that he'll purchase flint for emeralds, as we've seen this trade before, and this is the only thing he has at this level. At the expert level, you see he will buy your diamond and give you an emerald. Not a very good deal, as you can get tons of emeralds from these villagers, but diamonds are pretty tedious to obtain. He'll also offer to sell you some enchanted diamond axe. And just as before, the enchantments are between those levels 5 and 19, so you're not going to get something too OP, but you can definitely get something like with Unbreaking 3, and then you can always add more stuff onto it. So this is a way to get Diamond Axe. Being a renewable resource, you don't have to go out and mine the diamonds, you can just come here and purchase them. This is definitely going to be a trade that everybody needs to get at least one of these guys in their world to keep it sustainable. And at the master level, you see that he is selling you an enchanted diamond sword. Another great thing to have, as you can now come back to this guy whenever you need a diamond sword, maybe find one that sells a Unbreaking 3 diamond sword and purchase some from him rather than going out and having to mine those diamonds. The next profession here is the armorer, and he uses the blast furnace as his workstation. What he offers is he'll buy coal. A lot of guys before also do that. And he will sell you some iron leggings. Now he can sell any of the iron pieces to you, so he can sell you like the helmet, the chest plate, the leggings, or the boots. At the apprentice level, you see that this guy also will sell you a bell. And he will sell you some sort of the chain outfit. So he'll sell you the chain leggings or like the chain boots. Now he can also purchase iron at this level as well. At the journeyman level, you see that he will actually purchase buckets of lava, which is pretty strange. I don't think anything has ever happened like this in villager trades before. But let's say you got tons of buckets of lava, I guess you can sell it to him. I don't think this is a very good trade, as crafting buckets is annoying, as well as acquiring lava as a non-renewable resource. But he'll also sell you some other pieces of the chain. I'll sell you the helmet as well as the chest plate. And at this level, he can also sell you a shield, which I think is really cool. A lot of people do use shields. I personally don't use them, but definitely early game, they're very useful. And he will also try to purchase your diamonds for an emerald. At the expert level, you see that he will sell you some enchanted diamond leggings. This is actually a really good trade, because that way you can go ahead and if you die, you can come back here and grab some diamond leggings. And you don't have to worry about going out and trying to mine. You can have emeralds to make a diamond set. So this guy will sell you 2 different types of armor that are diamonds that are somewhat enchanted. And then his next trade is going to be diamond boots that are enchanted. So another great thing. Out of all the pieces that you put on your player, probably the boots are the most useful, as you can put feather falling on them and prevent you from dying from falling. And at the expert level, you see he sells you the other 2 pieces. So he sells you the helmet as well as the chest plate. This way you can get a full set of diamond armor without having to go out and waste any diamonds. Really good deal, and you definitely want to get these guys. The next profession is this Toolsmith, and he uses the smithing table as his workstation. And at the novice level here, you see that he is trying to sell you some stone shovels as well as stone hoe. Not a very good trade. He'll also purchase coal, and he can sell other types of stone stuff, such as like stone pickaxes, stone axes. At the apprentice level, you see he'll also purchase iron and sell you a bell. As a journeyman, he will purchase your flint, and he will sell you an enchanted diamond hoe. I believe this is the first time ever that you can obtain a diamond hoe that's enchanted from a villager. Now he'll also offer you other types of enchanted stuff, such as this enchanted axe. This guy also happens to sell an Unbreaking 3 one, so definitely try to find ones that at least have Unbreaking 3, because it is possible. And they can also sell you some enchanted shovels, as well as enchanted iron pickaxes. At the expert level, you see that he will try to sell you some enchanted diamond axe. The other guy also did sell this as a weapon. He is selling this as a tool. But either way, you can get some pretty decent enchantments on there. And his next trade, you can see that he will sell you a enchanted diamond shovel. Another great tool to always have. And at the master level, as a toolsmith, you see that he sells you the best, which is the diamond pickaxe. And you can get this as low as 13 diamonds, which is a really good deal. and you could even find like Unbreaking 3 on it. So definitely a must-have for any long-term survival player. The next profession is a Librarian here, and he uses the lectern as his workstation. And he will purchase paper, which is another easy thing to farm up. It does take a little bit of crafting, but you can get a lot of it. He'll also try to sell you some bookshelves. They also have a chance to have enchanted books as being a novice, which is really cool because you can look for these villagers without even having to unlock trades. See right off the bat if there's any good book trades in them. And the range of emeralds that they will ask for the book depends on the type of enchantments that are on the book. Very similar to how it was before. The type of book is random, so you could get a really good book right off the bat. Like this guy here, he's actually selling you channeling, so you can get channeling on your trident, just like that. So you definitely want to get a lot of librarians in your world. At the apprentice level here, you can sell him some books for some emeralds, and you can also purchase some lanterns. At this level is also another chance to get an enchanted book. At the journeyman level, you see he will purchase ink sacks for emeralds. Ink sacks are pretty easy to get with the ink farm using squids, and you get some nice emeralds out of that. And he'll also sell you some glass for emeralds. And also at this level, there's a chance to getting the enchanted book. At the expert level, he will purchase book and quills for some emeralds, and he'll also try to sell you a compass. And at this level is also a chance for him to try to sell you enchanted books. At the master level, you see he will sell you name tags. Name tags are pretty cool. You can get them from like dungeon chests, also AFK fishing. We happen to have several double chests of these on the ProtoTech server, all from just AFK fishing, but if you do need one, you can purchase them from him. And these experts should also have a chance of selling you a clock. Next profession is a cartographer, and he has a cartographer table as his workstation. And he'll also purchase paper for emeralds, and he will sell you empty maps, which isn't a bad deal if you want to get some maps easily. The apprentice, he will try to purchase glass panes from you. These are used in the map making process. If you want to lock your map, you can do that. You can use glass panes on them to actually do that. And that is the only trade that he has. The journeyman level, he'll purchase compass, as he needs those to make maps. The cool thing about their compass inside of here is it will actually move, so notice how it's pointing over here, and if I move over here, notice how it's pointing over here. So you could actually use their compass without purchasing it. And at this level, they could also sell you the Ocean Explorer map or the Woodland Explorer map. Then at the expert level here, you see that he will sell you some banners. Banners are used as markers inside of maps, so it goes along the same theme as a cartographer. And he'll sell you a wide range of colors. At the master level here, you see that he will sell you some type of pattern. So this could be the flower charge pattern, the creeper charge, the skull charge, the thing, or the globe. Now at this level, they can also sell item frames. Next profession is the leather worker, and he uses the cauldron as his workstation. Doesn't need to have any water inside of it for it to work either. And he will try to sell you some type of colored pants that are leather or like a tunic. He can also try to purchase leather from you, which isn't too bad of a trade if you have a large like cow farm. At the apprentice level, you see that he'll purchase flint, and he'll try to sell you some type of leather cap, or it could be like some type of leather boot. And they're all going to have some type of random color on them. At the journeyman level, he'll purchase rabbit hide, which is actually a pretty good deal as it takes 4 rabbit hide just to make 1 leather, and there's really no other use for rabbit hide. And in the next trade, they'll sell you some type of tunic. It's supposed to be enchanted, but it might be a bug because none of these are enchanted. They're just very similar to the first trade that we've seen. At the expert level, you see that he'll purchase 4 scutes for emerald, which isn't a very good deal. He'll also sell you some leather horse armor, which is pretty cool, but not too hard to craft up yourself. At the master level, he will sell you, which is a great deal, but you can't get these from AFK fishing, and after a while they become pretty annoying while AFK fishing. He'll also sell you some leather caps, which are also supposed to be enchanted, but for some reason are not. The butcher is the next occupation, and he uses the smoker as his workstation. You can see that he'll purchase raw chicken, which is pretty easy to get with the chicken farm, and he'll also purchase raw rabbit, which is a great way to get some emeralds, as it only takes 4. At this level, he will also sell you some rabbit stew, which is a really decent food source. It only costs you 1 emerald, and you don't have to craft it up. He'll also purchase raw pork chop for 1 emerald. At the apprentice level, you see he'll purchase coal, obviously he needs that for his smoker, and he'll also start trying to sell you different types of cooked food. So here's cooked pork chops. He can also sell you like cooked chicken, and they can also sell you like cooked mutton or cooked rabbit. At the journeyman level, they will actually purchase your raw mutton as well as your raw beef. And they also have another trade where they can sell you cooked steak. And for 1 emerald, you can get 3 cooked steak. At the expert level, he will just purchase dry kelp for emeralds. And at the master level, he will purchase sweet berries for emeralds. This is a really good deal as it only takes you 10 sweet berries to get emerald, and you can get a lot of sweet berries by using like sweet berry farm that I showed. The last villager profession is the mason, and this is a brand new villager that we never had in prior versions. He uses the Stonecutter as his workstation, And at his novice level, you see that he will purchase clay, which isn't a very good deal as clay is a non-renewable resource. But he will also sell you clay bricks, which is a really good deal, as whenever you want to make the brick blocks or make like flower pots, it usually uses up a lot of bricks. And as I said, clay is not a renewable resource, so if you definitely wanted to make something out of brick, this guy is going to be your new best buddy, as he sells you 10 of these just for 1 emerald. At the apprentice level, you see he will purchase stone for emeralds. I mean, what kind of deal is that, man? Purchase stone for emeralds? That is a really good deal. So if you got tons of stone from digging out something, just go ahead and convert them all into emeralds. And his next trade here, he'll sell you some chiseled stone bricks, which you can easily get yourself. At the journeyman level here, it's kind of interesting. He'll actually purchase different types of 1.8 stones. This includes granite, diorite, or andesite. And he is asking for 16 of them just to get 1 emerald, which I don't think is a very good deal, but he'll turn around and try to sell you some polished versions of those for 1 emerald each. At his expert level, you see he will try to sell you some color type of terracotta. Pretty expensive when you start paying 1 emerald for 1 block, and he can choose a whole variety of colors to sell you. And at the master level here, he will sell you quartz pillar block. It does cost 1 emerald for 1 block. This is a way to get quartz as a renewable resource. And as you guys know, getting tons of quartz in the game is very difficult, as you have to go around and mine up the quartz ores in the nether. So it's great to see a guy that actually sells you some type of quartz. It is the quartz pillar, but you can convert that into other types of quartz blocks. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the most interesting trades out of all the village trades that we've seen today. And definitely if you're trying to make some kind of nice build, have this guy in your world. And of course, there is the unemployed villager who doesn't have any trades and can't be right-clicked. Now the wandering trader, he doesn't have these same type of trades where the price can fluctuate, and none of his trades have changed. There's also the nitwit villager, and he is the guy with the green coat, and this is what he looks like in his new default skin. He does have the little pouch there, but you can't right-click him or trade him at all. And I haven't actually seen any of these guys naturally generate in the world. Now a couple of these villagers were actually not giving some of the trades that we were expecting. When we do our snapshot stream testing, we went through all different villagers and we actually came across some trades that I did not come across today. And I did mention them today, such as like the cartographer's Woodland Mansion and Ocean Monument maps. Those did not show up today. It didn't matter how many different types of villagers I summoned in, they just didn't appear. I don't know if it's because of this bee snapshot that accidentally broke some of them. And some other things like the item frames never showed up, the clock never showed up, and the steak never showed up, or like the cooked rabbit. And we also noticed that bug to do with the boats. All the boats were the exact same type, and during our stream we actually ran across other variations, so I'm not sure why I'm getting the same types. But hopefully these bugs are fixed before they do the final release. Now there is quite a few really good trades in here as we've seen, but the main limitation to this is that there is a limited amount of trades you can do before they lock up, and they only reset their trades twice per day. This is a huge factor as you can't constantly trade with them. Even if you really like the items that they're selling, you can't keep trading with them and get more of it. And I really hope that they fix this or change it in some way. I think that maybe you can go ahead and get more items out of them. Maybe you pay a steeper price, or maybe you give them some food or something to make them happy so that you can reset their trades more often. Otherwise, what you have to do is just obtain more villagers. That way you can get more different trades because you have more villagers. You can actually get more items before they lock up. So in which case people would probably store thousands of villagers in the world just to get enough trades so that by the time they get through all the villagers, they can start trading with them all over again. But because people have thousands of villagers in the world, it isn't Mojang's fault. I see a lot of people complaining that Mojang is forcing them to get thousands of villagers in the world. They're not forcing you to do anything. You're choosing to have thousands of villagers in your world. Just the same way, if you want to make a computer science Minecraft, it's going to take a lot of room and a lot of redstone. It's going to be very laggy, but that's your choice. I do really like the idea of supply and demand, and that the villagers' prices can kind of go up and down depending on how their moods are. Limit to only 4 trades before they lock up seems a little bit too low, and it's almost pretty consistent. It doesn't matter if the trade is something like really boring like stone or something super valuable like name tags. I think there should be more variety. Maybe some of these lower trades they can do like 20 trades, and maybe like the higher trades maybe they only do like 1 trade before they lock out. Or maybe when you get a guy to be a master, maybe he's so good at doing the low level trades that he will do more of these low-level trades just because he is a master and he can easily do them without having much effort put into them. That would also encourage people to try to get a master even if they're going to do just low-level trades. Or maybe a master can reset his trades faster than like the novice. Or maybe you can like bribe the villagers so that they will do more trades with you. And I do like the idea how all the villagers that come into the world as babies, they're all going to be these brown coat ones until they can find a workstation that is open for them to use. and then they can be converted over. So if you really want to get a bunch of librarians, you can always put down a bunch of lecterns and you'll get all librarians. And maybe that could also go into the way that they sell their books. Maybe if you have tons of librarians, maybe they sell their books cheaper because they're competing among each other. There's definitely a lot of things that they could do to improve this or expand upon it, and I would love to hear what your guys' ideas are. And Mojang would love to hear your guys' ideas as well. I know a really common question you guys probably have is how does the old villagers react with these new changes? This is a backup of the ProtoTech server, and in here we have our 1.7 villager. So he is quite old. You can see that his texture has changed. He still got his name. Go inside of it, you can kind of see how his name is added on to the beginning. It says novice, and you can see that his trades got completely reset. So all those great trades that he had from way back in 1.7, those are all erased. So pretty much anybody in older servers are probably not going to upgrade to 1.14 until they fix this bug. I'm sure nobody wants to have all their villagers that they collected get all their trades completely erased. So we updated the area where we have all the different librarians on the ProtoTech server that have the different types of enchantments. Essentially every single type of enchanted book we have collected up on the ProtoTech server. And you can see as soon as we load this world up, some weird stuff happens. Villagers start clipping into walls, start falling through the floor, and all sorts of weird stuff getting pushed out. But let's go ahead and right click these guys, and you can see that their trades are all missing as well. These are all perfect villagers that we collected. And like this guy's supposed to be a depth trader, and you can see that he got resetted to the new trades. And we have a collection of all the perfect type of armor and tools that these guys sell. And all of them got their trades reset. So yeah, this is a pretty big deal. They're going to have to definitely fix this, otherwise people won't upgrade their worlds. I'm really excited to see what other changes they make or what tweaks they make based on what you guys say. So definitely don't be afraid to give your opinion down in the comments. It's definitely very cool to see them take a different kind of stance with the villagers than what we have seen in the past. And some people still will not like these changes. And as someone who's been playing Minecraft for almost 10 years, I can tell you that there has been a lot of changes over the years. And when they first introduced enchanted armor, I actually didn't play that version for quite a while because I did not feel like enchanted armor was part of vanilla survival. But after a while I got used to it and I ended up playing with it. There is quite a few cool trades, and if you guys know of some trade you think that one of these guys should have instead of their current one, tell me down in the comments. And I did put all these villagers on the same world that have all the other different types of mobs that we have sorted and collected up. And I will provide the world download to this world down in the description. If you guys did find this video interesting, show it with a like and share it with someone else. And if you enjoyed videos like this, be sure to go ahead and subscribe. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!